Okay, guys, I'm going to walk you through the steps that I want you to take in order to generate a document out of AET to be included in your officer application. So I am in a fake student's profile, and we're going to assume like it's yours. A few things that I want you to know. Again, first, obviously, you've got to be able to log into AET, and if you have any problems with that, then make sure you come see me. But I think most everybody knows how to get in. Just shoot me an email if you have any problems with that. But first, let's look at your. We need to start off with your profile. So this is where everything else is based off of. You need to make sure all your personal information and all that kind of stuff is up to date. You want to go in this window right here to record the classes that you have taken in the past. It's just very easy to go in here and then just add a class, select the class that you've taken, and then that kind of again builds up the information that's in AET. Manage your resume if you want to look more detail about things that are in the resume that'll be generated in this report. Then you can kind of go into that area as well. But it's not necessary because all the information that you're entering into AET basically spits out that data onto this report that you're going to use. But if you want to look at a resume, maybe for this or other things, and you can manage it and edit it specifically by going in this tab right here. It's very important to set up your different activities. So, especially if you have served on, all of you should have an SAE project that you've entered in information from SAEs from your current classes or previous classes. And you do that through the Experience Manager. But maybe you've already been an FFA officer either in middle school or already in the high school. So you got to enter in these offices here. You notice right here this student does not have any, so you just select add a new office, go through, enter in the required fields with that. You've got to do that before you can actually journal or log time in your offices. Same thing with your committee membership. You would go in there and select committees maybe that you've helped out with planning or conducting an activity. So you want to make sure that these offices and these profiles, or excuse me, these offices and these committees are part of your profile that you get set up, because you can't enter in any time in them unless you have these activities already set up. This is just a link to judging card. There's some of our events like horse, dairy, and poultry, livestock, things like that, where students have already competed, and that's just for you to reference real quickly to maybe serve as a reminder on where you placed and things like that with those events that are the results come through judging card. All right, once you've set up your profile on all those things, you may want to go in here and choose a pathway that does generate in some of this report. Basically, you're just going to select some of these areas, these different areas of agriculture careers which are interest to you. Again, a lot of this is self-explanatory. Again, that's maybe something that you want to look into. Not necessarily important, but it may help you out later on. Okay, let's look at the journal tab. You've been logging a lot of your time in your SAEs by going right here. Time and AET experiences, which is your SAE time. But the resume and then this summary report that I'm going to have you generate also takes into account time that you've documented in all these different areas. So if you've done things like especially community service activities, possibly other activities, but definitely community service activities, time as an FFA officer, time in FFA committees, time in competition activities, time in other activities, maybe it's a fundraiser or something like that. Well, this is where you go to log all that time. And again, remember, you've got to have these activities already set up on your profile before you'll be able to log in any of this time. And what happens is all this time that you log, again, goes into AET. That data is collected, and on this summary that you're going to generate, it spits out a report where we can easily see how much time that you've logged and spent on these different activities, which shows your level of activity in our total program in class, in SAE, and then also in other FFA activities. And you can also, again, edit and review those different entries through here. We're not going to worry about the finance portions. Finance tab is generally used for those that have a paid placement SAE, where you enter your paychecks, or if you got an entrepreneurship SAE, there's lots of different financial record keeping that goes on in this tab. We're not going to necessarily worry about that for now, but I do want you to go to the reports tab, and this is a lot of different reports that can be generated out of AET. You can see the different reports, and you can go in there and you can check them out and play around with them if you want to. The report that I want you to generate is this one right here. It says, it's under annual reports, complete record book report. So just click on that, then it's going to pop up this menu right here, and just leave it like it is. Make sure that the all is selected, and then just make sure that you generate a PDF, not a doc. I will not accept any docs. It needs to be a PDF file. So click on generate PDF. When you do that, it should start to download somewhere on your screen. And then once you do that, go ahead and pull that up. I want to show you what would be in this report. So it'd have your name. This student's name is ZZ Top, which was created by Mr. Bird when he was playing around and learning how to use AET and teach with AET. So that would be your name. And then again, a lot of this, there's not going to be a lot of documentation because there aren't a lot of records in here, but basically it just keeps a tally of all these different types of data points here on the summary. It'll have a journal summary of your outside class hours. This is very helpful. So if you have multiple years, they'll be listed right here, but it will document the time that you have you journaled for class-related activities, entrepreneurship, and non-entrepreneurship SAE activities, any FFA activities, any office activities, CDE activities, POA, community service, all that will be able to be generated. We can very quickly see the totals on your hours of the time that you've spent. This is just a table of contents. So basically this report has a resume, your courses, your offices, your POA committees, again a summary of your journals for competitions, other activities, and community service activities, and then it also has documentation on your SAE experiences. So this will generate a resume. Again, this one doesn't have anything in there, but basically it would have all the classes that you've taken. It would have summaries of your SAE experiences. It would list your FFA involvement and leadership experiences, list your community service experiences, list your accomplishments. That would be your different degrees and things like that. So again, this will be one part of the summary report that the selection committee will be looking at, and it'll be a great snapshot of everything that you've done in our program. And then again, it breaks it down even more specifically, classes that you've taken, when and you took those classes. It'll have an SAE summary, again the different years, the different names, the different types of SAEs that you've had. It'll give us a scope, a plan, and all those different types of things. And then after that, it gets into every different SAE and gets into very specific information about each individual SAE. And we're not really going to worry about the rest of those records for the purpose of officer application. But we're mostly going to be able to tell, again, through these charts, which are generated, we'll be able to tell your different log of time and hours that you spent in all the different areas in our program. Classes, SAE activities, and FFA activities. Once you've generated and looked over your report, I do need you to email it to me. That's how I expect you to submit it. So just go to your Gmail. I've already got that. You would click compose, of course. You would pull up, and then so you're just going to type in my name. And then the title needs to be your first name and your last name, a dash, and then just AET summary. You can just type the word summary in the text, and then you want to attach the PDF file that you just downloaded. You'll have to find it in your download folder. Some computers it's easier to find than others. So that is the file that I want to send. Double click it and it loads. And then as soon as you get done loading, then you'll just click the send button. Of course, along with everything else, that needs to be submitted by the deadline that has been indicated in your application materials. For 2017, that is at 3:30 on May the 12th. It'll be different, of course, for different years if we use this same video for later years. But that's how I want you to generate the summary report from AET, which will be included as part of the documentation for your officer application for this year. And all that information also is very helpful for other things that you will probably and hopefully apply for down the line, whether that's chapter degrees, state degrees, American degrees, scholarship applications, things of that nature. If you have any questions, please be sure to email me or call me or text me. Thanks.